Watch Who.
Hello, and welcome to Watch Who. I'm Mark, and this is the Season 19 Doscars. Thank you all for coming here to Heathrow today. The stage is set, and if you care to look up into the horizon, just over there, everybody, you can see coming in on Concorde now, Sarah! Are you up there?
Yes.
Here she comes. She's going to park Concorde on the runway, on the red carpet for us. For the Season 19 Doscars!
Hey!
How are you doing?
Parking.
Yeah? You parked up?
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm parked.
Yay, here she is.
You might hear the wheels squeak. That's it.
Yes, we are here at Heathrow. Where else? With Concorde. We're having a party on Concorde.
Party like it's Concord. I don't know where I'm going with that. Yeah.
Are you excited?
Long day. Yeah, I'm excited. It's always a long day when it's the Doscars.
Okay, well...
It's a lot of prep goes into the Doscars. So by the time we get to the ceremony, we're both a bit tired.
You've been in the Concorde flying around, collecting all of our guests today.
Right, that's what I've been doing. Mark did start this with, you might not like it, so...
Well, here they all come down the steps from Concorde. We've got... Who have we got? We've got Lady Cranley.
There she is.
Well, the whole of the Cranleys.
I was going to say minus one son, but the whole
Here they all are. You can catch their new show, Keeping Up with the Cranleys, coming out very soon. So they've got their documentary crew with them as well.
Of course.
Capturing every moment. I think Anne is releasing a fitness video of the Charleston, and I think Lady Cranley's got a costume line coming out as well. So I'm told that new series is going to be amazing. We've got the Master. We've got all of our cabin crew from Time Flight as well. Who else have we got? We've got the Cybermen are here.
They helped me land.
Yeah. I think they did a good job. Well, you did a really good job landing. I mean, you flew...
Considering I can't fly a plane,
you flew when we did the episode as well, so got some good practice in there. We've got Todd and the steps with her as well. No, you're looking at me. You're looking at me.
Todd and the steps. Todd and the steps.
She's Lisa from Steps, so she's got Todd and Steps. I don't know what's happening. Should we just start the ceremony? Should we everyone just sit down? You're all here.
Everyone's here. There's food and drinks. Let's crack on.
Although I do just have to say that you did ask listeners if they enjoyed you flying around in the Season 7 Doscars, and I did get several messages saying yes, they enjoyed it, which is why you came down in Concorde. So maybe...
Did they enjoy it because I was angry about it, or did they enjoy it because they enjoyed it? That's the real question.
I can't answer that.
Right, let's get going. Otherwise, we'll be
get going. Everyone, get your drinks, get your stuff. Right, Season 19, new Doctor. Very exciting.
Very exciting.
But we will start off with our best villain.
As ever, the first category.
Shall I read them out?
Yes, please.
And the nominees are The Master from Castrovalva and Time Flight.
The trap has now been sprung. We can begin to dispose of all the bait.
Monarch from Four to Doomsday.
I am the supreme leader.
Hindle from Kinder.
Somebody make him go away!
And Lady Cranley from Black Orchid.
I have done something terribly wrong, Robert. Charles is not to blame.
And it has been a while since we watched these, so hopefully we all remember.
I do remember, actually, some of those. Yeah, I do remember. Let's not beat around the bush anymore about this. It's if Sarah remembers.
Well, it was difficult for the villain, actually, because there weren't that many big villains like we've had before in this series. They've either been monsters or sort of other characters or other things going on rather than your big villain. Obviously, the Master was a big part of this because he started off the season and he finished the season in two very different ways. But he had a big influence there. Monarch from Four to Doomsday, we really liked that story, actually. And he was...
We did.
Because it was him and Perfection and Persuasion. And he He was your traditional villain in that story.
And it felt very like, it just, I don't know, it felt a bit different. I liked all the different people throughout history and stuff like that involved in it as well.
And Hindle, he was the guy in Kinder, the Snake Forest one, who he was really like over the top. But in terms of over the top, but he was sort of scary as well. He was over the top because he was going crazy and sort of taken over with power. But it was a good performance.
It was, yeah.
I really liked the performances in that one, and he really stood out, like keeping everyone hostage. And then Lady Cranley, maybe not the biggest villain we've ever had, but she was a bit nefarious, I should say. She let the Doctor get arrested and stuff. So
she was so sneaky for only 2 episodes. You know, you really like this person, then you find out she's really sneaky. She's keeping things up, keeping things under wraps and, leading on the police officers, all this sort of stuff. For 2 episodes, I thought she played it really well.
And she'll be doing a performance with Madonna at the end of the night. So look out for that, everyone.
They might kiss on stage.
So, would you like to announce the winner?
Yes. And the winner of Best Villain is the Master.
Yes. Well,
Yay.
it absolutely had to be. He's a new Master. You always like the Master, whoever he is.
I love the Master.
But I'm glad that you like this one as well. What's he in? 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, it's his 3 stories we've had with him in.
And also, I mean, he has 2 appearances throughout the season, like you mentioned. And even though his last one might not be his best one, I think he's still impactful enough as a character and as a villain. Yeah,
we don't need to mention Khalid ever again. At all. But I think in Castrovalva, and he's the one who's responsible for regenerating the Doctor and having all of that stuff going on at the end of last season and the beginning of this one. So he has really made an impact. And yeah, we've had quite a few Master stories recently, so we shall see if that continues.
Always nice.
But here he is. He's landing in his TARDIS and he's taking away his award. He's off.
I think he's been Best Villain a few times, hasn't he?
With his first appearance, definitely, the first Master one. I think he might have been an icon as well, possibly. Oh, God.
I think he was that season,
yeah. Have the wiki up. I haven't got the wiki up. Well, okay, let's move on then. Okay, the nominees for Best Monster are the Mara from Kinder.
It's fantastic! Where does it draw its energy from? It's incredible!
The Pteroleptils from The Visitation.
I mean you no harm.
Cybermen from Earthshock.
Destroy them! Destroy them at once!
And the Zerafin from Time Flight.
You sure about that, Mark?
I think so. Oh, they're waving at me. They're fine. They're happy. Doesn't matter. I've got. We know who they are. The silver guys from Time Flight.
I come in this shape as ambassador of our people.
Nothing amazing. I mean,
no.
Pteroleptils are there because we didn't like The Visitation at all, and I'm actually surprised that they didn't make an impact on you, because I thought they would out of all of them.
I mean, it's not that they don't. Just it wasn't my number one thing this season. I don't know.
We're keeping the matches away from them tonight. No fires here.
No fires, please. We want our deposit back at Heathrow.
The Mara, the big snake. Okay, it didn't look great in terms of the original version.
Well, mine definitely didn't. Yours apparently was better than mine.
CGI. We are talking about the original here. But the
OG. OG Mara.
Yeah, the OG. They're both here tonight, CGA and OG.
CGA.
CGA. What did I say?
CGA, you said.
Well, they're both here. They're having a great time. They're getting on. Both Maras are getting on.
Oh, good. Be awkward if it didn't.
But like the idea of it, of the monster, because it was more like a psychological thing, and it only really sort of manifested at the end. But I think it can all be as one thing. Cybermen, new Cybermen for the 80s. Big impact, especially on Adric.
Yeah, big story for them. Really big story.
Yeah, and we like them. And then the guys from Time Flight, I mean, they're there just because to make up the numbers. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Oh, no, you're still invited. You're still welcome. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I was just thinking out loud there. I'm so sorry, everybody. That'll be in the tabloids tomorrow.
Forget Slapgate from Will Smith. It's this one.
Zerafin snubbed from the Doscars. We should just better announce the winner.
And the winner of Best Monster is the Cybermen!
Hey, there we are. They are happy, really, but they have no emotions, but we shall emote for them. Really good. I like this design a lot.
I'm not as fussed, but I think because of the impact they have on the story, I'm like, yes.
It was a good Cyberman story. Really good.
Out of all the monsters that we had nominated, it was definitely the better one.
Yeah, and it's good that they brought them back. I mean, we haven't had Daleks for ages either. We haven't had a lot of the old favourites, but no, they are back. They're here. There we are. We're handing them. They have a silver award, not gold, because it would hurt them if we gave them a gold one. Okay. So we can't hand them a gold award. But there we are. Well done, Cyber Leader. Okay, let's go on to supporting character, and the nominees are Bygone. Not Biggin. From Four to Doomsday.
This is me.
Berger. Not Burger. From Earthshock.
Sorry to disturb you, Captain, but we have intruders in the hold.
Todd. Not Lisa Scottley. From Kinder. And Anne from Black Orchid. Oh, I don't know what's going on tonight.
And not Nissa.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. There we are.
That was great fun.
We do like to call our supporting characters other names, but it's because they're memorable. It's how we remember them.
It is, yeah.
And actually, okay, so Bygone, whoever, I think he's a surprise candidate here because...
You wanted him.
No, but you really liked him. It's all because of that face moment.
Oh, yeah. Actually, no, you're right. I'm thinking later. There was definitely someone that you wanted, and I was like, fine, have it.
I can't remember who that is, but I thought we really liked him, and we
did like Big. He was really supportive of that story, and exactly what you want in a supporting character.
This Is Me moment was really memorable, and I think people should go back and watch Four to Doomsday and appreciate Bygone. And he will be performing This Is Me from Greatest Show at the end of the night as part of our extravaganza. Get ready to pull your faces off, everyone. And then Berger, we said she was the only sort of sane one on that Cyberman ship.
She was, and she was good, and she was... Yeah, I mean...
She's really good. She is a really good actress as well, the one that played her. And she... Yeah, you really believed that she was in control of that ship, because that captain wasn't, So, but they're all here tonight, the crew. They're all getting on, mother and son over there, having a drink. And burgers are being served as well in honour of Berger tonight. And Todd, as well, the scientist lady from Kinder, she was a really strong part of that. She was sort of the Doctor's companion throughout that because Nissa wasn't there. Adric was hostage and Tegan was taken over. So she had a big part to play in that. And she is quite memorable. She's sort of remembered by fans in that story as well. So she had to be there. And Anne as well, a nice surprise. Another role for Sarah Sutton to play, which is really refreshing actually to see her.
It was. And again, it was a nice additional character to that storyline, and it helped move us. I mean, she was integral to the story.
Yeah, and it was a two-parter.
You even got your Kong moment of her being kidnapped and stuff.
Really good. But who will be taking away that Doscar?
Good question mark. And the winner of Best Supporting Character is Bygone.
Yay! There he is. Put your face back on, quick. Get up here.
Quick! Put it on, don't let him sing.
And all the guys from Four to Doomsday will be doing the, what do they call it? Flesh time. We'll be doing the flesh time later on. You give me a face.
Flesh
time, that's what they called it.
Oh.
You're looking at me like... No, because that's what they called it in the show. You know, when they did the... Because they're robots.
Yeah. I thought you were trying to say something like a flash dance or a flash mob.
It'll be...
Like, I thought you were trying to say something like that and came out with flash time.
No,
but no,
it'll be the
you're
flash
right.
time flash dance by Biggin will be happening. Yeah, I think people will be surprised at that, but we know that he's good, so he deserves it.
We really enjoyed him. He really supported that story and then being able to do what they did, so...
Yep. Okay, where should we go next? Let's say best story. Let's do best story. And the nominees... I can't speak.
Nominees.
The nominees are Four to Doomsday, Kinder, Black Orchid, and Earthshock. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 7 stories to choose from, which is the most. I feel like that's the most we've had for a long time.
I think it is. I think it's because with that 2 in the middle. Normally it's 6 or 5 or 6, you know?
Yeah, so we immediately had to get rid of Visitation because that just went down. That was just...
Agreed. We hated that.
It's a strong word, but yes.
Castrovalva,
I think that suffered because it was the first one, and by the time we got to the sort of end of the season, we'd sort of forgotten about it. But also...
I just hated that it was them carrying a box around. For me, that's the symbol of that episode.
It is fun to watch on its own, and I like all the TARDIS stuff, but if you're looking at it in the whole season, it doesn't stand out amongst everything else. And then also Time Flight. I don't think anyone's surprised it's not there. It's still one of the worst stories. It's right at the bottom every time.
Like, it wasn't horrific for me, but it wasn't wonderful either. When we were knocking them off, it wasn't like... Yeah, I don't know. It was easy to knock off, but at the time I wasn't like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Would you want to announce the winner and then we'll talk about the nominees maybe?
Yeah. And the winner of Best Story is... Kinder!
I just see what you did there on the video. You did a K with your hand. I was like, I think that's what you're doing. Yes, it's Kinder.
Mark, you and me are meant to be friends.
It is the kid. It's so... Yeah, I mean, that is a bit of a surprise because... I mean, I think it could have gone either way with us. With both of us on that one.
I think it was between Kinder and Four to Doomsday for us.
Both surprises, because people don't really like Four to Doomsday. I think people like Kinder. I really liked it this time.
I loved the effects. I loved how adventurous it was. And I thought the storyline was strong. Like, really good characters throughout and stuff.
Because we like something that's a little bit different from the norm in terms of the structure was different. It did something different with the regulars. It had lots of layers to it. And you did say it was one you would go back and watch.
I did, yeah, which is always a good sign.
So we have Kinder set up in the lounge over here on the cinema screen for everyone to go and watch at the end of the show. Sarah will be we're doing a live commentary.
Oh my God.
But yeah, we did like Black Orchid for sort of the same reasons. A nice proro-y? Oh, I can't say it. Proro-y costume drama.
Like, for me, Black Orchid was a close second.
And Earthshock, Cybermen, Adric's death. Lots going on in that one.
A lot going on, yeah.
But it has been quite strong for stories this season.
I think on the whole it has. And actually, I was thinking about it, and I'm sure I said this a few stories ago. Like, it's been a very quick settle-in for this Doctor. From the start, almost, but, like, very settled. And I'm not sure if that's because I'm now used to people changing.
It's your 5th one.
Yeah, and, like, the previous one was there for a long time. So, like, I think the closest to that is the first Doctor. That transition felt like, oh gosh, this is someone new. Like, so I'm not sure whether it's just because I'm getting used to that and that they change. But his character throughout has felt pretty consistent.
Yeah, and considering they filmed these out of order as well, done quite well.
Yeah.
It doesn't. We haven't really spent too much time like on the Doctor's new character or anything like that because it just happened and we've just got on with it. With them, so
which is nice.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we said the winner, didn't we? Yeah. Oh, I don't know what is going on. Don't know what is happening here. Right. Well, speaking of that, best regular.
Best regular. Let's do this.
Okay. Well, we've got 4 of them. Well, there's only 3 that are still around now. But should I just announce the winner and then we'll talk? Yeah. Okay, cool. And the winner of Best Regular is the Doctor.
Hey.
So unusual for a Doctor.
Very unusual, especially like in their first season.
Yeah, but we literally probably have just said why just now by accident because he was. Yeah, he's a great Doctor. He's probably the Doctor that I watched most as a child because I'm sure I had more Fifth Doctor ones on video. Yeah, I feel like I know this Doctor quite well. I've met Peter Davison once, but I have never got a photo with him, and that's on my list. And when I went, he cancelled earlier this year at the Nottingham thing, so I'm still looking out to meet him. He's put his prices up though. It's like 30 quid for a photo now. Like, it's a lot.
You paid more. What are you on about? You paid more for like Matt Smith and Christopher Eccleston.
That's a bit different, isn't it? But there's a couple of things I wanted to sign. He signed like one thing, but again, he's 30 quid an autograph as well. And I'm like, if you have a photo and like 3 things, 369, that's 120 quid. So Peter Davison, put down your prices so I can see you.
do a buy 2 get 1 free or something.
Yeah. So, and actually, he can be a bit funny sometimes. I've heard that, and he was a bit when I was like really young. I was like 13 or 14 at this signing, one of the early ones that I went to. And he was just a bit like dismissive, so I went off him a little bit around that time. But I've forgiven him now, and I will meet him if he wants to meet me. Well, anyway.
For £30 he'll meet you.
Quid, yeah. Anyway.
You watched Good Omens yet?
No, I haven't seen that yet. No, I'm still getting through. I'm still on Grey's.
Oh gosh, I mean, I've stopped that a while ago.
There's
like 19 seasons, love. I was like, I need a break.
Okay, I've nearly finished season 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still ahead of you, but not much ahead of you. I think I'm in 4, and I was like, I've watched a bit too much of this. I need a break.
Yeah. So I want to finish that before I start anything else. So, no, not Good Omens yet, but I will. And I have to start right from the beginning.
He's in it. Peter Davison's in it. There's a really good, they call it X-rays on Prime. They're like behind the scenes. So when you're watching Prime, if you like click up, you can see X-ray and it's got loads of like behind the scenes stuff. And there's a really good one where it's about that episode that he's in. And it's got David Tennant, Peter Davison, and Ty Tennant. So, because they're all in that story.
Well, yeah, I will. It's on my list. It's on the list of many things to watch. It's weird though, seeing Peter Davison in stuff. He's been in quite a lot of stuff. He's still like, out of all these sort of Doctors, classic Doctors, he seems to be the one that's more sort of on mainstream TV. He does appear in a lot of things, but I always just see Peter Davison when I see him rather than who he's playing.
That's interesting. Oh, do you see the Doctor?
No, not the Doctor. I don't know. It's just Peter Davison. I don't know.
He's really good. It took me a while to realise it was him in Good Omens, and the makeup helps with all that and stuff. But yeah,
because he was like big. He was a big name in the 80s, like at this time, because he'd just done All Creatures Great and Small.
Right.
As the main one in that, and then he did Doctor Who. And while he was doing Doctor Who, he was in a sitcom as well. So he was like filming Doctor Who and this sitcom
at the same
time, and he was in loads. He was sort of like the David Tennant of You know, David Tennant's in
yeah.
like everything. I feel like he was sort of that around in the 80s a lot. So yeah, he has done a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's move on to the next category. Should we do clothes?
How many have we done now?
We've done like 6 already. Like, this is like record time. We are faster than Concorde on this Doscars. We really are.
This is not like Mark, because we have 10 categories, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting
Let's
through
keep
it.
going.
Okay. we've Concorde is expensive. We've only got a certain amount we've hired it for, so that's why we have to
Heathrow's
get
expensive. Like, the hire fees for Heathrow are unbelievable.
We have stopped all air traffic to have this Doscars. That's why everybody is trying.
Cancellations that have just been going on. They're us recording.
They are us. Yeah.
You know,
I'm so
they're us
sorry.
recording.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, everyone on your summer holidays. It's us recording the Doscars here.
Well, Tegan knew someone who knew the commandant who said he could shut it all down. So we did. There we go.
It's their fault, not ours.
Okay, clothes watch. So, everybody, if you'd like to look over to the runway, we're going to head over and see
This is the bit that takes the longest.
best outfits. Can you feel the love? Okay, so we've got 3 nominees this time, and let's bring them on. So, first up, we have Perfection and Persuasion from Four to Doomsday in their lovely green suits.
As designed by Tegan.
Yeah. I'm green with envy. Perfection? You can persuade me.
Perfection? I hardly know her.
And then next we have Anne and Nissa. This is a whole catwalk of doubles, by the way. Anne and Nissa in their butterfly outfits.
Well, butter me then.
Nis her and her.
Nissa? I hardly know her.
And last, it's actually the Doctor in his costume.
Yeah, with his celery that I keep missing.
Setter. He.
Throw that ball.
I can see his cricket ball. I can see his bat and ball. No, God.
I can't think of any cricket terms.
Although, actually, this...
Oh, I've got one. Well, he struck out.
Actually, do you know what? I didn't mention this in any of these episodes, but you have just reminded me. There's quite a few times, and I don't know why I've noticed this. Maybe I've just watched these a lot.
Here we go.
You can totally see, like, a VPL on the Doctor. You can see his pants, especially in the first episode where he gets his outfit. You can always see Peter Davison's pants through his trousers. They are quite see-through in many episodes.
Interesting.
There you go, everyone.
I haven't paid enough attention.
You can see. Well, I don't know why. You can just see it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, it's like I get that. I get that.
Anyway, the winner of the Clothes Watch Award.
The Black Orchid costumes! Nissa and Anne!
Yeah! Oh, here they come, Charlestoning on the stage.
Oh, little duo. Very sparkly. Nice for people to be in different clothing for a change.
Yeah, and I will hand over the Doscar to Anne. Oh, is that Nissa? Is that Anne? Who are you? Oh, we don't know. Who knows? Only they know.
Look for the mole, Mark. Look for the mole.
Ah, that's it. That's it, isn't it? Look for the mole. I can't believe you remembered that.
I remember really strange things. We know this. Even Mark forgot that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, well done for winning. Great costumes. Obviously, Black Orchid was a good story for costumes, but there wasn't really anyone else that stood out a lot. There wasn't any. We didn't have your Cessor of Diplosses or your proper big costumes in this, really. But we did love those butterfly outfits. They're very good. That brings us on to Icon of the Season.
Yeah.
There can only be one winner for this, and it's somebody that has influenced the season overall for better or for worse. Everybody, take your seats. Take a drink while we get the envelope to announce this momentous award. So we're going to announce the icon in a very special way. I
have no idea what's going on.
If you look up over the skyline,
fucking hell,
you can see a plane, and it has got the winner attached to it.
Attached to it? They're all.
No, I meant I'm trying to describe. When there's a plane, it's got a banner behind it.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, not the actual winner.
Banner.
So as you can see, get your binoculars out, everybody. It's coming over now, and the winner.
Binoculars
of Icon of the Sea.
Big enough banner that they can read it. What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm saying.
I thought you were trying to say you were skywriting, and then you.
Oh, that would have been a better way of doing it. Anyway, I've got a banner. I booked a banner.
I've got a banner now.
Here it comes.
I'll pay for a bloody banner. It's not big enough to get your binoculars out. Mark ordered the wrong bloody size. Come on, you got a pop-up banner. That's why.
The winner is Tegan. Very fitting for this this setting here. She is the number one air stewardess of the skies and of time and space. And I think it was because, we had this whole, you call it an arc of getting back to Heathrow, where she sort of complained about getting back to Heathrow every episode.
Yeah.
But also, in Castrovalva, she did a lot of that work. She held everyone together. She, obviously she got taken over in Kinder. She had that sort of trauma. Fort of Doomsday, wasn't her best because she had a bit of a tantrum and stole the TARDIS in a way. But I don't know, she has been a very strong, consistent character, even if her consistency is arguing.
I think when you think of this season, it's her first season, and actually the most of the season is her trying to get home. It's the perfect fit for this season in terms of what an icon is, what we consider an icon to be, which is what resembles the season.
Yeah. And we shall see how that... Well, and she got left behind at the end of Time Flight as well. So it has all been about Heathrow and Tegan, we feel. So, yeah, very well deserved. She's up there with a lot of the other bigger icons like Cliff Jones and Alpha Centauri.
Alpha Centauri! Who is here tonight.
Yay! Flown in from Alpha Centauri, the planet.
They're enjoying their drink.
Out of all of the, I think, classic adventure, I've not met Tegan Janet Fielding. She's one of the only ones I've never met. Yeah. Did she
just not do this sort of stuff?
Well, she didn't. For a long time, she didn't. And she, especially sort of in the 90s and early 2000s, before the new series came back, she didn't want to really have much to do with it. She became an agent. And she...
Yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of these people do.
She ran... and she was president of Women in Film or something.
Okay.
So she ran that a lot. Do you know whose agent she was? Chloe Annette from Crime Traveller. She was her agent when she was in Crime Traveller. She got the job in Crime Traveller.
Oh, okay. There we are.
Yeah.
There we go.
We have got 2 more categories left.
Hey!
You look really happy then.
Well, I'm just aware, sometimes we're recording this and it goes on for so long, and then I think Marcos has to edit in all the clips.
Oh yeah, it does take a while.
It takes a while. I'm always just aware of that. I'm always just conscious
it's not
of the times and how long you have to edit this, okay? Mark never is until he comes to it. And Mark always says, I'll sort it out in the edit. That's his famous line. I'm just the one that's been conscious of this.
What was that? There was one Doscars where you were like, hurry up. We need to finish. There was one.
We've been it was coming up to an hour and we were on category 6 and I was like, no, we need to hurry this up. Come on.
Okay. Well, worst moment.
That's it. Stop now, Mark.
Let's think of worst moment then. I'll read out the categories.
Worst moment. Let's talk of our nominations. We've done the thinking, love.
Okay. Well, if I can read my own writing again, this is a problem. One day. I don't know how. I can't. I need to just... I don't know how. Just get better at writing. I don't know how you do that.
Apparently means you're creative if you have terrible handwriting.
Yeah, I do it at work though. When I'm taking like minutes in meetings at work, I scribble stuff down, and in the moment I think, oh, I know what that means, and I go back and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
I don't think your writing's terrible.
When it's like quick, like you will not be able to read any of this in front of you. Won't. If I'm like, obviously I don't do it all the time.
I mean, I have had some screenshots of your writing, and I've been like, what is that? So yeah.
Anyway, the worst moments nominated, are
Nominations. What did you say before? What did you say before? I was trying to think of nominees or something. You said
nominees.
Nominees. Yeah.
Nominees. They are all the arguing in the TARDIS, the snake in Kinder, Briggs' attitude in Earthshock, and the green screen in Time Flight. So they all need a little bit of explanation, I think.
Yeah. I also like that you started this, just for people that don't see our footage. Mark was like, there's not really any worst moments. And I was like, here's some. Just off the top of my head.
It's a bit of an effort to find them. There's nothing immediate.
I had no problem remembering them.
Well, the arguing in the TARDIS, that happened again and again. I think most in Four to Doomsday, Adric and Tegan arguing, Adric being a bit of a dick to like Nyssa and stuff, all of that. It was a bit soapy. I don't know. I think it's okay with, depending on what it is. Okay, Tegan moaning a little bit about Heathrow, but it's that stuff about Adric being to Nyssa, oh, you're only a girl, all that kind of stuff. And
it just was every episode.
Yeah, it's just
ages. Apart from the last one.
I think there's other creative ways to make interesting TARDIS scenes. It feels like that they're like, oh, we need them all to chat in the TARDIS. Let's just make a bit of drama out of it. Oh, they've got to argue. There's other ways, because we've seen it in the 60s. They weren't all arguing, and there was great TARDIS scenes there. You don't need to have all this bickering to make an interesting scene. There's other ways. The snake in Kinder, we sort of mentioned that before. Not too bad, because you get the concept of it, but it's been updated for CGI, but it's still, for such a great story, there's always like one thing in like a really good story that you feel like, oh, if only just managed to do something a little bit different, it would have been amazing.
We did base it on what I saw as the original rather than any updated version.
Briggs' attitude, so that's the captain in Earthshock, who
shocking,
was a little bit misplaced, but she was a bit grumpy, and did she care about what was going on? She was just like, I just want to get my car.
She was there, she was just getting the payday.
Yeah. It was sort of funny, but maybe it was the casting as well that wasn't probably the best. And then that green screen in Time Flight is where they come out of Concorde, and
it's so obvious.
It's great on screen with Concorde, and on film at Heathrow, really nice with all the snow and everything. And then they come down, and you're like, is this a money thing? Is this they just didn't get it shot on the day? I mean, it does. I think it must be because the background transforms or whatever.
I think because it's literally just that one shot before it transforms. It's like, well, not just that one shot, but it's that one little bit of scene. They come off and they're looking, and then we have the shot off to the things, and it's just something's going to happen because of that screen.
Yeah, and
it ruins any potential illusion.
And they could have. I'm sure there was ways they could have done it if they filmed it on film there and then somehow cut to something else. I don't know. It's probably a budget thing, but it distracts too much, I think, and then that means it hasn't worked. So, who has won? Who is going to get the worst Doscar?
The worst Doscar. It's the worst Doscar. You're just the worst moment, and you get an award for it. Who would they be joining, Mark?
Well, they would be joining such things as Zilda's acting in The Robots of Death. Do you remember that?
Yeah, awful.
Did we have green screen for season 15 as well? I think we did the green screen story.
Yeah, the whole green screen.
So
we had the T-Rex that one season.
The dinosaurs, yeah.
Some
Oh
shocker.
no, it was the nucleus of the swarm, wasn't it? The prawn.
Oh yeah.
Last moment. So, who's going to join the prawn? Who is going to be the prawn?
And the winner of worst moment is the arguing in the season. Hey!
I didn't see my arguing movements there.
I wasn't sure if you were saying arguing or the captain.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
So because then you went, and I was like, I couldn't work out if you were trying to be her acting, or if you were trying to be the arguing.
So here's Adric and Nissa to get the award. I mean, out of all the things, it's not so bad. We've had worse.
It was just annoying, and it just, for me, it affected a lot of like the enjoyment.
Yeah.
Season.
Okay.
Last category, love.
Now we're on to the last category. Who is gonna join Charlie the Barman?
Always Charlie.
Always Charlie. It's got to be. The nominees are Shardovan from Castrovalva swinging from the chandelier into the Master's Web. Lord Cranley from Black Orchid climbing the drain pipe to save Nissa. Adric trying to save the Earth. And Professor Hater taking the place of Nissa in the Zerafin power source. Bit of a weird bunch, but...
It's a very strange bunch, but that's this season a little bit.
And you haven't voted yet, have you?
No, I'm just thinking who I'd vote for. I'm working backwards. Okay, I don't think it'll be Adric. Because although it was heroic, it was also quite stupid.
Well, this award is always somebody going against the odds, someone stepping up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think if he'd have gone back, solved it, then I feel I could have given him that award or that nomination. So then we've got the Professor. That's a possibility for me. The very last one. He knew he would die, but he still did it to save Nissa. The first one with the chandelier. I did remember it when she said it, but I didn't remember it at the time. But again, going into the web saved everyone.
That's more of the definition of your hero. Because that just sort of came out of nowhere.
Yeah. And then what was the other one? I've already forgotten.
Oh, Black Orchid.
Oh, yeah. I think for me, it's the first one. I think it's him on the flying into the web.
Okay. Well, thank you.
It's between him and the last one.
Yeah, I don't know if people remember Professor Hater that much in a story that people don't really like very much. So he's probably not.
And it's a shame because I mean, Nissa's trapped in it and he steps in so she can be. He knows that he'll die, but also he's like, and it is a selfish reason as well. Like, well, he'll learn everything, but he's not going to live really to see it. It's only because I think of his selfish act that later he's able to help like the pilot and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, but when I watched that did stick in my mind as I was like, oh yeah, that's a hero moment. But then I thought the selfishness stood out to me more than the hero-ness when I watched that.
So for me, it's the first one.
Okay. Well, thank you to our coffee members for your votes. There is a clear winner. Pretty much everybody has voted the same, apart from you.
I'm nothing if not different.
So the winner of the Sir Ian Chesterton Heroic Moment Award for season 19 is Adric.
I knew it would be. And I do think it's a fair winner. It just wasn't enough to get my point.
I mean, first companion death, I think it had to be.
And like, he knew that he had to go back and do something to help. You know, I get it. It's fine.
And I don't think he was ever going to go back to E-Space. So,
no.
And I don't know where else he would have gone if he hadn't have been killed off. So I think it makes actually the character a bit more memorable than he might have been in the history of Doctor Who.
Oh, for sure.
So, because I mean, he has been good, but he has had his
I
bad
enjoyed
moments.
Adric. I think he's had a rough ride, though. He's had a rough ride, but I have enjoyed him as a character. I think sometimes he was quite poorly written, that's all.
Yeah, it wasn't that consistent, but when he was good, he was really good. So there we go. Well done, Adric. You are up there in the Hall of Fame with all of the other...
Charlie the Barman. After season 20, we'll make a tea towel.
Yes, the 20 best heroes. So there we go. Well done, Adric. There's your award. Well done, everybody, tonight. We're all going to now get in that Concorde. We're going to all squeeze in. And we're heading off to, I don't know where, but...
To season 20.
Heading off to season 20. There we go.
What? You haven't even told me what the first story is.
Well, yes. So it's 4 episodes. And it's called Arc of Infinity.
Ooh, okay. I wonder if it'll be like... going back to like Noah and the Ark or something like that, or that sort of concept of like something that's gathering. Maybe it's like someone that's gathering things, like I don't know. I think it's something to do with that idea.
Well, it would be that it's the 20th season. It's a celebratory season, so there's going to be some exciting things. I think in this one, it's going to be a good one. Yeah, season 20. Can't believe it. Do you know how many seasons there are in the classic series? Have I told you, or is it not a good thing?
I think it's 28, you said? Have I imagined that?
It's 26.
Or 26. I knew it was in the 20s.
26, and you know what? You're not going to... This is probably not the best time to tell you this.
At the end of recording.
At the end of recording something, but I'm excited about it, so I have to tell you. So I've been trying to work out what to do for, like, the 90s ones. And I think... So there's 26 seasons on TV, and obviously then there's a new series. But 26, I think I've pretty much got a season 27 and 28 of 90s spin-off things that fills the gap before we do the new series. So basically, there are 17 spin-off films we can do in between. I have to tell you to see your face. There's 17. I've got the like spin-off that are like they're actually quite good, some of them. And you've got the 8th Doctor.
You had to say some of them, didn't you?
You've got the 8th Doctor film in there as well, so we'll have to do that in the 90s. But I think we can do like a couple of extra seasons and do Doscars for them and stuff in between, just bridge that gap. So that'll be good to look forward to.
I've got 6 seasons, yeah, it's fine.
Then you get the whole picture of everything progressing into the new series. You see.
Oh yeah,
anyway,
yeah, that's true.
Anyway, I promise I won't mention it again until we get there. I just had to tell you because I was working it out the other day.
To be honest, I'm sure people would have had ideas. So before we start any of the new Who, I'm sure people would have had ideas. Oh, I reckon it'll take. Okay. So us recording now, it's nearly September of 23, isn't it? I reckon it'll be a year.
Yeah.
Because what? I mean, let's just average it and say there's 6 episodes in a season. So 6 sixes are 36, plus another 6 Doscars. 36, 17, 42. That's 42 weeks.
It might be quicker, actually, because towards the end, there's only like 4 stories in a season.
Oh, okay. Then it won't be a year. They'll be very quick Doscars.
It is getting quicker. As we go through the 80s, I think it just gets quicker and quicker because they sort of cut it down a bit. So, yeah. Anyway.
Well, okay. It's going to... Oh, gosh, that's crazy to think as well. But I think, like... It'll be... Okay, 9 months. I think it'll be 9 months then.
Season 20, very soon, everyone. We shall see you for that. Thank you, everyone that has been in touch. People didn't like Time Fly as well, I should say. People did get in touch and say that.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I saw that on Twitter. Also, now's probably, as we're going into... If people have ideas of what they'd like us to do around Christmas, like, let us know. We've talked about doing a live one before, haven't we?
Can't we do Keys and Marinus, a musical? No.
I mean, you can try, love. How does you work it out? You bring it to the table.
I don't know why Arbatan is bitching over me.
You compose this musical, love, and I'll sing it. Not a problem. I can't wait for you to teach it me. That in itself would be a recording.
Well, okay, we'll think about it. Right. Anyway, we will see you very soon. You can keep in touch with us on Instagram and Twitter at 2watchwho. And you can support us at buymeacoffee.com/2watchwho. Thank you for everybody that has.
Thank you.
And we'll see you very soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
2 Watch Who.